Welcome back to the BatherBox instructional video series. I'm Tim V with Groomer's Choice Pet Products, and in this video I will be highlighting two of the most important maintenance processes to take regularly. Please check your instruction manual for additional steps you can take to keep your BatherBox working efficiently. The first step on cleaning the inside valves of the BatherBox is removing the faceplate. We'll get started with that. Using a #1 Phillips screwdriver, we'll remove the handle and the brass nut, and the detents on opposing side of the faceplate. The next step is we're going to want to wash up the check valve. So by doing that, we need to take a #2 Phillips and remove the retaining screws that hold the metering valve bracket in place. The next step is pry the 4-product selector valve off from the check valve. We do that by utilizing a small screwdriver, and there are white straps on opposing side of the valve on the white retaining bracket that holds the 4-product check valve to the 4-product selector valve to the check valve, and pry the white plastic in slightly on both sides of the valve. Once that's removed, we'll want to unscrew counterclockwise the check valve. At this point, we'll want to disassemble this valve and wash it up with water. We'll want to utilize 2 pliers. One to hold this half, and the other to unscrew this half. Once you have the valve in 2, with a small screwdriver, pry out the friction fit washer. Behind that washer is a spring and a needle. At this point, we'll want to take this valve all to the tank and wash it up. After it's washed up, we'll do some reassembly. We reassemble by putting the needle in first, ensuring that the O-ring is going into the housing first. And then the spring, and the friction fit washer, ensuring that the raised edge is going towards the spring. Snap it back into place. Then we'll reassemble the 2 halves. The 2 halves are sealed together with a rubber gasket like in a garden hose. So they don't have to be over tight, just good and snug. Once this is reassembled, we want to screw it back into the adductor. When we put that check valve back into the adductor, we want to ensure that the black O-ring is still in the adductor. Finger tight is plenty enough. The next step is we'll want to snap the 4-product selector valve back onto the check valve. Once that's on, the next step will be to disassemble the 4-product selector valve. We do that by taking the hose clamps off of the hoses, and with a small screwdriver, prying the hose slightly away from the valve. You can take them all the way off, however, it does cause a bigger mess. So I prefer to just pull them away slightly. Once you have that, we want to ensure that the 4-product selector valve is snapped into one of the selections. And then the locking collar is depressed and turned clockwise 1/8 of a turn. At this point, we'll want to take all this to the sink and clean them up with warm water, and also this part of the valve with warm water also. After that is all cleaned up, reassembly. Once we have the valve reassembled, we'll want to get the hoses back into place with the hose clamps. Once we get the hose and the clamps back in place, we'll want to return the mounting bracket to its original position with the 2 mounting screws. Once the 2 screws are back into the mounting bracket, we'll want to put the faceplate back on. Your BatherBox should be ready for service. If you have any more questions regarding your BatherBox, you can refer to the product manual or contact your sales representative at 888-364-6242. Thank you so much for watching this video series, and have a nice day.